this is Phantom Celebi, and I wanted to talk about a subject that has been brought up based off of the particular post put out by the Sims team. So, the Sims team put out this whole-on thing where they talked about the Black Lives Matter movement, where they said, Black Lives Matter, we stand with the black community, our players, friends, and family. The Sims is committed to creating a world as we should, one that is kinder, more connected, and built on representation and inclusion. So, they put this out there, it's out there, the world has seen this. And then a simmer by the name of X Freezer Bunny X, they are a game changer, and they put this out there. A game changer is calling out EA on this, and to be honest, some of the things that they said I kind of agree with, but also I kind of see why things are the way they are. So here we go. This is what they said. How can we talk about representation and inclusion when Asians are poorly represented in The Sims 4? Why is it mostly content in the game so American and Eurocentric? Despite the huge Asian audience, we don't expect anything overnight, but don't you think it's long overdue? So, that's when one of the gurus, I believe it was Dave, he had said that they are working on something, on more inclusive worlds, and they asked from a very big variety of different worlds. And the thing is like, I think even if they do have these Asian worlds kind of on a list of things, people are probably still going to gravitate towards a certain look. So they're either probably going to go for the more, like, maybe Africanized things because we don't have as much African inclusion in the game, and they're also probably going to go for another Euro-based world as well, because even the European worlds are kind of poorly implemented. Like, I mean, there's one that's sort of Germany, but, like, that's about it. And, like, they're probably going to be like, okay, so we're going to either go for something that's more Euro, because there are people who live in England, who live in, you know, Italy and places like that, and they don't feel like they have representation, because a lot of the builds in The Sims are very American. And, I mean, you can't completely blame EA for that, because, like, most of us, I mean, I'm pretty sure about this, but I think EA's in California, based off of what I've seen so far. So, they will probably gravitate more towards American things. I mean, they did one that was pretty much Roswell, New Mexico, as the world. I mean, I love Strangerville. To be honest, it's one of my favorite worlds. And to be frank, I don't get why it gets so much hate. It's like, oh my god, they put a mission in a life simulator. Oh my god. To be honest, I like the idea of having somewhat of a story put in there. And some people are all like, oh, it's only for people who don't have an imagination, who want to be lazy. No, it gives you something extra to do in the game besides just the typical life simulator stuff. I mean, I think it's great that they want to include other things in the game besides just straight up life simulator stuff. It gives you stuff to do. It doesn't just make it straightforward, hey, make a character, make their life, etc. Yeah, I mean, like, I myself definitely would love to have more stuff put into the game where the world communicates with us and adds more to the surroundings of, I don't know, I guess I would like to have more of the Sims being kind of their own individual personalities and having their own missions in life, and kind of like what we had in The Sims 3, where they had, like, aspirations. Sorry about the siren probably in the background. Hopefully I can mute that just a tiny bit. Just a tiny bit. You know, living in New York, that's kind of just how things are. But yeah, like, I'm gonna have to say, I do still agree with the Freezer Bunny here. He's completely right, and why do the sirens and all the background noises always want to be around when I'm recording? Like, sometimes I'm recording at, like, the nighttime and they're doing this. It's like, hey, New York, I get it, you're here. You're here and I'm very much aware of you, but please stop. Stop it. Because Maria doesn't get free time to do this. Okay, I'm sorry. That's just a little me rant. But yeah, like, I'm gonna say though, like, I do think that even though there is some Asian things, and there is some European things, there is some African things, there are some things here, there, and everywhere, and they are talking about adding more inclusive things to the game, I do think that what Freezer Bunny said was true. It is long overdue that we get an Asian world. A full-on, integrated, completely Asian world. And it's so wanted that there are modders who created an Asian world. I mean, I have it in my game. I replaced the vampire world with a world called Sakura Hills, which is a custom mod world. And, I mean, it would be kind of great if something like that was real in the game. Something that Asians can fully say, this is mine, this is my world, and that the team thought about me. And to be frank, even if like anybody votes on a particular thing and that's something that the general audience wants, it would be sad if it's not an Asian world, because then the Asian audience will still not get that Asian thing that they need. Like, they don't have something that they can connect with. And it's really sad. I mean, yeah, okay, they can go to San Myshuno because there are some Asian Sims there. There is some Asian-inspired stuff there. I mean, they have the Spice Festival there, for God's sakes. But at the end of the day, East Asians still have no representation. Some Southeast Asians, they would probably like something that was like, maybe like Laos, or like, I mean, it's kind of crazy. It's like, they don't have something like Vietnam, or Laos, or something like that. Sorry if I mispronounce any of your country names, but yeah, I mean, they also don't have things like Korea. I mean, K-pop is such a huge thing. You would think they would have something Korean in the game. I mean, there are so many K-poppers out there who love Korean things, and there isn't anything Korean in The Sims. And I get that the point of this game is to kind of create your own thing based off of what they've given you, but I mean, at the end of the day, if what they've given you isn't enough to create the things that you would generally like or generally want, it's kind of crazy to not have that inclusion. If we're going to talk about full inclusion, the Sims team, despite what the vote goes, should make something Asian for Asians. Because at the end of the day, even if they don't vote for something Asian now, it's still going to, like, put a knife into the Asian people's heart if they don't get something Asian into the game. Like, they oh, we put in some stuff for Chinese New Year. We put in a few little things here and there. There's some Indian stuff there. But, like, Asia as itself isn't fully represented in The Sims. And, I mean, I get that they're, like, I'm not going to put this on The Sims team's shoulders. I'm not gonna, like, say, hey, this is your fault. You didn't think about Asia at all. At the end of the day, it's not EA's fault. It's not the Sims team's fault. It's not their fault. That what they have to do is, like, what they go by is what they think the audience wants. And what the audience seems to be saying is, at the moment, we want babies. We want actual babies that look like their parents. We want cars. We want actual bunk beds. We want, like, a bunch of things that they can't deliver right away. Most likely, some of those things probably might not even come to us till The Sims 5 comes out. For now, it would be great if the Sims team worked on the babies, maybe a color wheel for the skin tones. A lot of the other stuff, like open world, I really don't think we really need. I've said this before in the past. I think it's not a big deal if we don't get an open world for The Sims. To be honest, I think it works okay the way we have it currently, because I think the fact that the open world was a thing in The Sims 3, that's why it was so weird, and you needed, like, the ultimate OG amazing computer to just run it properly in good settings. So, we don't really need an open world. That's my point of view on that. Don't kill me, don't try to hunt me down, don't try to treat me like New York does, or my cat, because she yells and she will yell incessantly while I'm recording. But yeah, just tell me what you think. I will listen to every single solitary opinion. I will look at your comments, I will read them, and just tell me what you think. Blah, blah, blah. This is Maria speaking. I don't know how to do outros. Anyway, I will see you in the next one, and peace. Goodbye! Mwah!